Hello, my name is Zach Kowaleski here with Quinn Brown, and welcome you to another Lehigh sports broadcast for this Lehigh football game against the visiting Yale.
And we've already seen the kickoff. We got Lehigh at about midfield right now.
Lehigh Mountain Hawks coming into this game 5-0, ranked number 8 in the FCS coaches poll.
And Yale is also undefeated with victories against Holy Cross and Cornell.
Lehigh last week coming off a big game against Penn, big win there, and now they're on offense here with the ball first. Hand off. Carry for about 2 yards there. So second down. Second and 9 for Lehigh here. Snap. Quarterback Johnson scrambling. Throws over the line, but incomplete. Looking for a pass there to number 2, Mason Humphrey. Third and long here for Lehigh, right around the midfield mark. Looking to get something going here on their first drive of the day.
And they started off with a pretty good return, but they haven't been able to do much after that.
Ball snapped. Johnson scrambling again. Oh, he's going to scramble and take it over the middle. And he'll get a first down running out of bounds at about Yale's 40. Hayden Johnson coming into this game with 71 completions and 898 yards on Lehigh for the season.
And he's on milestone watch. If he throws a touchdown pass today, that'll be his 10th of the season and the 20th of his college career.
A handoff here to number 11. And Yale stops them behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a rush for negative yards.
And that was Jaden Green, who on the depth chart he's listed as the number 2, but it's sort of a 1A, 1B situation with him and Luke Yoder.
Second and 11 here for Hayden Johnson. Yale drops back into zone coverage. Johnson throws. Ooh, almost picked off there by number 4 from Lehigh, or from Yale. That was Abu Kamara from Yale. Almost with the pick off there. Luckily for Lehigh, drops down. So Lehigh will have a long third down attempt here in Yale territory, but not nearly enough for field goal range. Johnson stepped back, looked to scramble, throws it over again. Ooh, another one almost picked off, but it looks like there is a flag on the field.
Yeah, that's going to be pass interference.
So pass interference called on number 7, Brandon Webster, a junior from Yale, and that'll move the chains for Lehigh with a 1st and 10 inside Yale's 30.
And that's a lucky break for Lehigh, who did not have very good field position to really get anything done.
Yeah, so far no completed passes for the day. Yale showing blitz here. Snap to Johnson, step back, got some pressure underneath, throws it over, and it's caught for a Lehigh touchdown.
That was a great throw by Johnson there.
Yeah, big heave over the middle.
And that'll be his 10th touchdown pass of the season.
Pass completed to number 2, Mason Humphrey, for a huge Lehigh touchdown to get on the board here to start this game.
It's always good to score on the first drive.
You definitely got something going here. Lehigh has been showing that they can get on the board first in these games. That's why they've been 5-0 and been successful thus far. And the extra point is good. So Lehigh with an early 7-0 lead with 11:14 left to go here still in the first quarter. That touchdown, Mason Humphrey's second receiving touchdown of the season. He has now over 240 receiving yards on the season. Lehigh now preparing for the kickoff to Yale. Sophomore Connor Poole preparing to kick it off for Lehigh. Yale's number 6, Josh Tarver, returning. Oh, and he'll get a nice block there, get past, and goes out at about the 35. So decent return for Yale there. They'll have decent field position to start off this drive. Neo with the first down here.
Quick pass there, but it's incomplete to number 9.
Second and long here. A pass there by Yale's quarterback, Dante Reno. He'll be caught, but Lehigh will meet with the tackle at about the 42.
Yale getting the ball out quick to start out this drive.
So Yale will have a third and long here, looking to match Lehigh's tempo from their first drive. Snap. Reno steps back, throws over the middle.
Dante Reno not getting a lot of air on the ball.
Yeah, pass intercepted by Lehigh. And now Lehigh will have the ball. It looked at first like it was incomplete, but no, Lehigh was able to come up with the pass. I'm sorry, the pass was actually caught by Yale, but they will be punting on a fourth down. Lehigh will signal a fair catch. But there is a flag on the field.
That is a holding penalty on Lehigh.
So Lehigh will be starting with the ball from their own 10 due to that holding penalty. So they won't have much room to work with here. Going to have to try and get the ball quickly upfield. Hayden Johnson lines up, hands the ball off. That will be a nice 4-yard run up the middle.
And that was the sophomore Jaden Green.
Jaden Green coming into this game with 63 rushes for 450 yards and 5 touchdowns already on the season.
Before this game, both
John
Luke
stands
Yoder,
off.
Luke Yoder and Jaden Green averaging over 7 yards a carry on the season.
Another big rush there. Not only
Johnson's been better on the ground than in the air today so far.
Johnson with the first down there. So Lehigh able to move the chains up to their own 20. Ball snap. Another handoff here. Slammed down by Yale's number 93. Yoder with the carry there, not able to get more than a yard though. So it'll be a second and long.
And Luke Yoder is third in the FCS in rushing yards so far, with 586 before this game.
Second down for the Mountain Hawks. Snap. But before the play, So an offside there on Yale's number 13. That will lead to a second and short for Lehigh. So after the offside, 2nd and 2 for Lehigh here. Ball snap. Another handoff. Ooh, and a late hit there, and flags flying. Jaden Green with that carry stopped behind the line of scrimmage, but there are flags.
They've been going to green a lot so far this game.
Yeah, definitely Lehigh seems to be more comfortable with the run game so far than through the air. So a personal foul there on Imudum Ayo from Yale.
And Yale has been pretty undisciplined so far. They've picked up some big penalties.
Yeah, and that one's going to be a large one, putting Lehigh at their own 46. It's definitely bringing them upfield.
And they had a pass interference call earlier that led to the first touchdown of the game for Lehigh.
Another handoff. This one to Luke Yoder. Gets to about midfield before being stopped. Lehigh with a 2nd and 5 here, just over their own midfield. Ball snapped. Johnson looking over the middle, completes the pass.
And I believe number 2 on Yale jumped off sides, but nobody touched him, so there
Yeah,
was no
no
flag.
call there, but instead Lehigh able to get off the pass. Looked like a big catch there by Matt Davino. And now Lehigh will be inside their own 40. Snapped again, once again, another handoff. Yoder takes the ball only about 2 yards up the field. 2nd and long here for Lehigh.
And Yale was able to make that tackle thanks to the blitz from the strong safety.
Yale lining up in a cover zone. Another handoff to Yoder, but he gets through a hole there. Brought down at about the 29. Won't be enough to move the chains, but a big rush there for Yoder, and it'll be 3rd and short for Lehigh.
That was a big run by Yoder, who's been one of the top running backs in the FCS.
Yeah, between Yoder and Green, Lehigh has definitely had success on the ground so far, leading to their 5-0 start this season.
Yeah, Lehigh's ranked 4th in the FCS in rushing offense with 247 yards per game.
That a carry by number 5 Crossley. Give Lehigh the first down, getting to the 24-yard line. Yeah, as Lehigh knows, no stranger to success. Last year, winning the Patriot League championship before being stopped in the FCS playoffs. Definitely looking to repeat that success here this year.
And they're well on their way.
Johnson steps back, looks to throw it over the middle. Caught by Avino.
Looks like he was out of bounds, though.
So it'll be ruled incomplete, and Lehigh remains with a 2nd and 10.
About 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Lehigh doing a good job at draining the clock here while getting downfield. Definitely keeping the momentum on their side. Another snap. Johnson stepping back. Short throw over the middle to Luke Yoder, who's going to take it and into the end zone for another Lehigh touchdown.
Great job by Johnson and Yoder, turning nothing into something there.
Yeah, Yoder getting a huge block from the side and just able to squeeze through that hole and get into the end zone for a 20-plus yard catch there. Special teams on for the extra point. And it is good. So Lehigh with a quick 14-0 lead with just under 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Lehigh in its career against Yale, not so much successful. 7-20 so far against the Bulldogs. Their last meeting, 2024, last year, Lehigh with a 38-23 loss. But things are a little different this year. As we said, Lehigh coming in ranked number 9 in the FCS. Connor Poole preparing to kick off for Lehigh. Ball returned by Josh Tarver of Yale. Ooh, but Lehigh getting to him just before the 10-yard line. Huge stop there by Lehigh special teams. And Yale's going to have to start this drive from deep in their own territory.
And Tarver absolutely stuffed.
Lehigh Sports Broadcasting Network coming to you today from the Goodman Stadium, the capacity of 16,000 here on natural grass. Lehigh has been playing football since 1884 with an all time winning record. And as we said, plenty of success in the past years. 13 Patriot League championships, with them winning it last year, and 15 NCAA playoff appearances, including in 2024. Yale preparing to start this drive. Ball snapped. A short run up the middle.
And that's Lehigh demonstrating their third best in the FCS rushing defense, only allowing just under 70 yards a game.
Josh Pitzenberger with the run for Yale there. Be just a 3-yard carry. Yale snapping again. A throw over the middle. Caught. He's going to take it down. That'll be a good first down there. Dante Reno with the pass over to Jackson Santiago. Big gain there. And Yale will start at their own 26 now with another first down. Reno snaps. Throws over the middle. Ooh. Almost picked off. Bounced off of Lehigh's number 16, Mason Moore, but instead caught by Yale.
And that's not something you see every day.
No, and definitely not something Lehigh is happy about right now, as Yale now advances the chains and are up at their own 44. Reno with another pass. Oh, but this one dropped. Incomplete, intended for number 1, Mason Ship.
And that was almost trouble for Yale if that pass had been backwards.
Yeah, definitely could have been a bad break. Second and 10 for the Bulldogs. Another throw over, but this play will be called dead. Flags on the field. False start on number 15 of Yale there. And they'll have a second and 15 now here.
Still not seeing a lot of air yards from Reno.
No, definitely been more of a ground game thus far. Reno steps back, looking for a throw. Finds number 7, who will be tackled way beyond the line of scrimmage there. So that was another pass to Josh Pitzenberger. But now the Bulldogs are going to have a long third down, looking at about 20 yards here with just under a minute to play in this first quarter. Snap back. Reno looking deep. Throws it over, but out of bounds. Not an intended receiver, even within the area.
Yeah, there was no one near that attempt.
And with that, that'll bring on the Yale special teams, looking for the second punt of the game. Reese Keeney with the punt for Yale. Fair catch called by Jeffrey Jamil from Lehigh. Lehigh will starting their first down, starting their drive at the 23-yard line. Just over 30 seconds to play here in the first.
And Lehigh fans may remember Jeffrey Jamil last week picking up a touchdown on a fake kick.
Yeah, last week, definitely exciting game for Lehigh fans here. They've been able to bring these fans in attendance, getting everyone's hopes up, having a good season so far. Johnson snaps, handoff over the middle. That will be a big run there by Jaden Green.
And they've seemed to prefer Green to Yoder today in this sort of two-back system.
Yeah, definitely more of a two-back system, though. They've been both Green and Yoder have been sharing their time on the field. And that's the best thing you can do when a team has two good running backs that they can consistently go to and give themselves options and keep the defense guessing.
And pretty impressive for Yoder to still be third in the FCS in rushing yards, even while competing with Green for all these reps.
Yeah, definitely. Lehigh's offense has shown a lot of strength so far in this season. But as the first quarter ends, one thing we haven't talked about much, the Lehigh defense was also been ranked in the FCS.
Yeah, they are seventh in team sacks, ninth in total defense, and third in rushing defense.
Yeah, Lehigh's defense definitely working together with the offense. They've been a complete team so far this year.
You guys?
Well, we're back with you at Lehigh Mountain Hawks taking on the Yale Bulldogs here in the Lehigh Valley. First quarter complete, and so far this game has been all Lehigh, leading 14-0. Hayden Johnson, 4 for 7 across the field, throwing for 72 yards. Johnson also with 2 passing touchdowns, one to running back Yoder and another to wide receiver Mason Humphrey.
And he's got yet to be sacked or throw a pick this game. So, pretty good job managing this game for Johnson.
Yeah, Yoder. Johnson on the season now with 11 passing touchdowns and only 3 interceptions. Lehigh now starting this drive from their own 30. Second and short here.
And that was Lehigh's second quarterback, Matt McCulloch.
Yeah, McCulloch, not much air game so far this season, but we've definitely seen him used on the running front. There looked like a fake handoff to Green, then able to take it up to get the first down. And that time McCulloch will take it himself, but falls short of the 40.
And he'd probably like that one back. Nobody even touched him.
Still able to get a couple good yards on the gain there, though. So they're up to the 37.
And Johnson will check back in.
Before the play, flags flying on the field. And that will be a false start on Lehigh. So the penalty will set them back now to the 32. We'll have a 2nd and 12 here.
We'll see if they go to the air here. They've been pretty ground heavy so far. Most of Johnson's yards coming off the 2 touchdown passes.
On more flags on the field. And another jump on Lehigh. So 2 back-to-back false starts there for Lehigh. Pushed way deeper in their own territory. And now would definitely be a time to look for Johnson to heat up that passing game. So they've got a 2nd and 16. Johnson snaps. Handoff to Yoder. Yoder pushed out of bounds. Not much of a pickup there. Still 3rd and long.
And Yoder is both the leading rusher and receiver right now for Lehigh.
Johnson with the snap. Snapping back. Looking over the field. Throws, but throws it out of bounds. That pass intended for number 80, Matt Davino. But couldn't keep it in play. Instead, it'll be incomplete, and Lehigh will have to punt for the first time in this game.
And neither team's strength so far today has been the passing game.
No, definitely a ground-heavy game. As you said, Johnson coming into this second quarter with just 4 completions so far and 2 of them touchdown passes. Lehigh's Connor Poole punts. And Yale will be starting their drive from about the 28 here. Lehigh still with a 14-0 lead here with 12 minutes left to go in the first half. In other Patriot League games today, currently Bucknell is facing Richmond. Both were past Lehigh victories on the season. And right now, Richmond is currently leading Bucknell 14-7 in that Patriot League action, with about the entire second quarter still to go. So Yale looking to start their third offensive drive of the game. Reno takes the snap, steps back, throws it over, but that'll be incomplete. Pass intended there for number 7, Josh Pitzenberger.
And Reno just not interested in getting the ball more than 5 yards past the line.
You know, Reno definitely been keeping it short so far in this game. Me a snap. Handoff back to Pitzenberger. Will take it up almost to the first down. And it looks like he will get that first down to move the chains.
And this quarter definitely not going as smoothly as the first for Lehigh.
To your point about Reno coming into this game, he is only 27 for 41 on the season. Just 1 interception, but only 305 yards and 2 touchdowns with his longest pass, a 43-yarder.
And Hayden Johnson
Ooh,
with almost triple the passing yards.
almost a pick there thrown by Reno. Lehigh defender got in the way but knocked it down.
That was very nearly picked off by Lehigh.
Reno steps back, throws over the middle, a short pass. Not going to get there, though. That was Pitzenberger again with the reception. For only 5 yards, though. It'll be a fourth down. Yale will have to punt once again. So Yale not doing good so far with getting these conversions. And they're going to turn it back over to Lehigh. Punt by Reese Keeney. And Lehigh will signal fair catch, let it fall at the 22-yard line.
A friendly bounce for Lehigh to get it back over the 20.
Well, Lehigh with another stop there. As we said, they've been great with controlling their defense and controlling the ground game on both sides, starting their 5-0 start. Lehigh's rush defense has been just as impressive as their offense, and they now rank third in the FCS. Last week, limiting Penn to just 29 yards on the ground. And those 29 rushing yards allowed were the fewest since Lehigh limited Princeton to -7 last season. Johnson and Lehigh looking to start here. Handoff. Up the middle, a short run there. That one taken by third string running back Aaron Crossley. 2nd and 8 here for Lehigh. Johnson snaps. Fallback looking for a pass over the middle. Almost a spectacular catch there by Jaden Ferguson, but it falls incomplete.
Just a little long on the throw by Johnson there. That would have been a huge gain for Lehigh.
Number 0, Danian from Yale with the defense on that one. Johnson with the snap, snaps back. Oh, gets hit as he throws over the middle, but gets the pass complete. That'll be number 6, Luke Yoder, with a big completion there. That'll be a Lehigh first down, moving the chains up to their own 40.
And Yoder, although he's the starting running back, has looked more like a wide receiver today.
Yeah, definitely been great with helping Johnson with those short passes.
One of those passes is what led to the second touchdown of the game for Lehigh.
Johnson snaps again, steps back. Looking over the field, he has some time. Now some pressure applied. He's going to scramble instead and dives out at about the 50. Great scramble there for Johnson.
He's had some success on those scrambles today, gotten him out of some tough situations.
And that one definitely successful. Another first down for Lehigh. Yeah, Johnson definitely a versatile quarterback as we've seen so far. Even if he hasn't been able to go to as much of the passing game, getting it done on the ground and getting it to his teammates to create some big plays.
And if it works, it works.
Another handoff here to Yoder. That'll be a big carry for about 8 yards. So Lehigh finding the holes in the Yale defense here and quickly moving the ball up the field.
Sometimes Yoder just looks untouchable running through the line.
And he really has today. Johnson hands it off to Yoder again. Ooh, but this time Yale was ready, stopping him at the line of scrimmage. Looks like that'll be a loss of a yard there. So 3rd and 2 for Lehigh here. Inside Yale territory at the 42. Yale coming up, preparing the blitz. Handoff there. That time Crossley tried to get it done, but Yale was ready, came in with the blitz and stopped him once again behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a 4th down. And now it doesn't look like much of a choice for Lehigh as their special teams unit comes in.
And that's a tough spot for Lehigh, just out of field goal range.
Could have considered going for it, but instead, look, play it safe and punt it away here. Yale probably looking to start deep in their own territory.
And I think I would have gone for it here.
Yeah, they definitely have had the momentum so far in this game, and it was only a 3-yard play, but instead they'll punt it, and Yale will be starting at their own 11-yard line.
We've got about 6 minutes left in the half.
Yeah, Lehigh so far controlled the tempo of this game. Yale has not gotten out of a drive without having to punt. Well, it's a beautiful day here in the Lehigh Valley area. About 79 degrees and sunny. Well, winds just about 2 miles to the west. Warm fall day, keeping up the warmer temperatures that we've seen so far this year.
And the sun is really beating down on the sidelines, I would imagine.
Yeah, definitely a warmer game here. See if that stops Yale as they prepare to start their fourth drive of the game. Reno snaps, throws over the middle. That one completed to number 18, Jackson Santiago. And that will be a quick first down for Yale. Big player to start off this drive as they make it up to the 23.
A big play, and not a play that Yale has made very frequently today.
No, that a handoff. And Josh Pitzenberger stopped at about the line of scrimmage. So Yale was looking to keep that momentum running, but immediately Lehigh's defense was ready.
Pitzenberger in the top 10 in career rushing yards for Yale.
Another pass. Reno dumps it over to number 1, Mason Ship. Good gain there, but it'll still be a third and very short for Yale. Third and 1 here for Reno. Clock winding down with just under 5 minutes to play here in the first. Handed off. Pitzenberger, and it looks like he will have the first down.
And that was a short run, but it was enough to get the first down.
Yale doing a good job to keep the game running here. Waste no time before handing it off again. Billy Dahl, the backup running back for Yale Bulldogs, getting stopped quickly there at the line of scrimmage. Lehigh's defense doing a good job at swarming the run game, as we said last week, holding their opponent beneath 30 yards. Now there'll be a dump pass by Reno. Big game there with the cast by Billy Dahl.
That's another pass by Yale behind the line of scrimmage, but that time it did work out for them.
Yeah, Dahl able to get through a couple blocks and tackles. And now Yale have a third and short. It's like another handoff, this time to Pitzenberger. And that will be enough to move the chains again. So Yale keeping this drive alive, now up to their own 45.
I would say this has probably been Yale's strongest drive of the game.
They definitely looked the best, able to move the chains multiple times when they've struggled on those third down conversions thus far.
Yeah, they've just appeared more in control so far.
Another handoff to Pitzenberger. And that'll be about a 6-yard gain up the middle. Pitzenberger doing the heavy lifting on the run game for this drive for Yale. Another quick snap by Reno. Throws over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Mason Ship, but the throw a little low there.
And it looked like Ship might have slipped on the catch attempt.
Now another quick third down coming up for Yale. Just over 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Reno snaps again, throws over the middle. A fight for the ball. It looks like Yale will come up with it. Jackson Santiago with that catch. That'll lead to a 4th and short. And now we'll stop at the 2-minute warning here. And when we come back to action, Yale will have a decision to make with a 4th and 1 at the Lehigh 46.
And this looks like a pretty short yard here too for Yale.
Definitely an opportunity in which they'd want to go for it. Haven't had much offense so far in this game. This would be their biggest chance, and they do get the ball coming back in the second half. We're back here, and Yale looking like they're going to go for it on this 4th and 1. A good choice here. Let's see if they can convert. Reno snaps it, hands off to Pittsburgh. And it looks like he will have the first down.
Yeah, the first down signaled there by head linesman Jason Farnsworth.
Reno with another snap. Steps back, almost gets pressure on him. Pass to Pittsburgh, incomplete. Throwing a little short there, but it looks like he was getting rushed and hit right at the time of the throw. Hand up the middle there to second running back Billy Dahl. That'll be a gain of a couple, but still a 3rd and long here for Yale. In Lehigh territory, but not yet in field goal range. Yale letting time run down too. It's not used the timeout in this drive. Just over a minute to play. Reno steps back with the throw. That'll be caught. Jackson Santiago with the catch there.
And Yale has just looked different this drive than they did the entire first quarter.
Yeah, definitely keeping the momentum on their side, controlling the time they play. Now they have a first down inside the Lehigh 30. Reno, another throw over the middle. And that one will be caught for a Yale touchdown. Pass to number 23, Nico Brown.
And that was a huge catch by Brown.
Yeah, big throw by Reno there. Pressure applied by the Lehigh cornerback, but instead able to come up with the catch. And Yale is on the board for the first time in this game.
He had to go horizontal in midair to make that grab.
Number 26, Nick Conforti on for the extra point for Yale. And the kick is up and good. So Yale on the board for the first time in this game. We've got a game. It's 14 Lehigh, 7 Yale. Just 43 seconds remaining in the half.
And a very impressive drive for Yale there after a relatively uninspiring rest of the game.
Yeah, lack of offensive production before that drive, but Yale able to quickly drive it down the field within 3 minutes for a huge scoring drive there. And now Lehigh only 43 seconds before the half. See if they decide to try and make a drive here. Again, Yale does get the ball back in the second half. Conforti kicking in for Yale. Kick is up. And Jaden Green will take that one. Over the middle, able to get it to about the 23 before being hit. Lehigh lining up here for this drive. Snap to Johnson. He'll hand it off. And it looks like Jaden Green will be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. And Lehigh likely to let this clock run out here and take us to the half.
Yeah, not looking like they're trying to get anything done for the rest of the half, which is understandable.
Yeah, definitely not want to throw a crazy shot up there. Instead, it looks like we will go to the half. So far, through half of the play here at Goodman Stadium, Lehigh leads Yale Bulldogs the score of 14-7. I'm Zach Kovaleski here with Quinn Brown, and we'll be back for the second half of this Lehigh Sports broadcast. Zach Kovaleski back here with Quinn Brown for third quarter action of Lehigh football as they kick it off to the Yale Bulldogs. Lehigh currently leading 14-7. Lehigh so far controlling this game, but as we saw at the end of the first half, Yale with a good offensive drive there and looking to bring back momentum here as they start the second half with the ball.
And Lehigh was off to a very good start, scoring 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, but Yale kind of took it back at the end of the second. And they start the half with the ball, too.
Short pass there. Over to Yale's number 23, Nico Brown, who had the big reception for Yale's only touchdown in the game so far.
And that play by Brown definitely less glamorous than the touchdown earlier.
Yep, a gain of 0 yards. A handoff here. And that'll be another big stop by Lehigh. Josh Pitzenberger with the carry again for the Yale Bulldogs. Lean to a third and long.
Audible here by Reno.
Reno steps back, looks to throw. Pass completed. Over the middle to number 1, Mason Ship. Big catch there for third down. And now Yale will have a first, moving the chains up to the 36-yard line.
And Yale definitely looked a lot stronger now that they've engaged their passing game a little more.
Yeah, Dante Reno definitely looking to get involved more. So far in the first half, 11 for 18 with 100 yards. His longest pass on the day, 27 yards. Second and 9 here for Yale. Not much success on the running game so far in the first half, just 36 yards. But a big pass over the middle there. Huge gain for Yale. Reno's pass complete to number 18, Jackson Santiago, taking it across midfield and being tackled out of bounds at Lehigh's 40-yard line.
Yeah, just not able to put Santiago down on that catch.
And Yale immediately trying to keep the momentum going, quickly snaps it off for a rush. Lehigh's defense will be there to stop them, leading to a second and long.
And Lehigh continuing to show off that top-tier rushing defense.
Yeah, Yale was looking to take advantage there. Lehigh's defense just getting set. Tried against Santiago with a quick rush, but not able to work out. Step back for Reno, looking to pass over the middle. Intended for Santiago at the sideline, but that is incomplete.
It's a good play there by DJ Brown to break up the pass.
Lehigh so far this season coming in 4-0 while leading at the half. Rush over the middle there. That one taken by Billy Dahl.
And that's a questionable decision by Yale to run it on 3rd and 8.
That'll lead to a 4th down here at the 35-yard line, but Yale's going to decide to go for it. Reno steps back, looking, pressure on the side, throws it. Almost a big catch by Yale, instead an interception by Lehigh's number 27. He'll go down at the 15. Number 27, Davis Rice, with a big pick there, bouncing off the Yale wide receiver. Bouncing off of Brown there. If he was able to get a hold of it, that could have been a big play for Yale, but instead, Lehigh immediately taking back momentum here with a big pick.
Yeah, just a great play there by Davis Rice. And now Lehigh's got some ground to make up.
Starting at their own 18. Short handoff over the middle. Not much room there for the inside handoff. Now Lehigh is going to reset with a 2nd and 8 here. And Johnson snaps. Throw over the side to number 2. And there's a lot of space there. He's going to go down the sideline. Finally pushed out of bounds at the 20. Huge play there. Catch by Mason Humphrey.
That time, Brendan Webster looked like he was trying to play the ball, and it did not work out for him.
Instead, Mason Humphrey with a huge 50-yard play. Getting down all the way to Yale's 25-yard line. That is Johnson's biggest completion of the day. And now Lehigh has something going here deep in Yale's territory. Handoff here to Yoder, and Yoder will take it into the end zone. Big 25-yard rush to the right. Able to get a block and free space from there. And Lehigh starting off the second half in a perfect way, getting the interception, and now putting up another 6 points on the board.
And Yoder's been putting on a show in the red zone.
Yeah, Yoder continuing to show his high numbers here today. First half with 43 rushing yards. But as well with 3 receptions for 49 yards. And here another big rush, 25 yards. The extra point is good. And Lehigh with a 2-score lead now, 21-7.
Yeah, and that's Yoder showing off how he's become one of the top rushers in the FCS.
Well, as we talked about before, Lehigh's had success in the past, and this year, bringing back 8 of their 10 All-Patriot League selections from the 2024 season. Senior safety Nick Pelican is a 2-time All-League honoree. Other returning first-team All-Patriot performers include senior offensive lineman Langston Jones, senior defensive lineman T.J. Burke, and Matt Spatney. All 4 of Lehigh's second-team Patriot League performers from 2024 returning, including senior offensive lineman Aiden Palmer, senior wide receiver Jeffrey Jamil, junior running back Luke Yoder, and sophomore running back Jaden Green, all back for 2025. Kickoff here. Taken by number 6, Josh Tarver of Yale. Getting a big break there. Able to get all the way up to his own 48-yard line. A huge return there for Yale.
Yeah, Tarver able to make it to midfield, starting out with 2 feet in the end zone.
There was a penalty on the play, though. And it looks like that penalty will bring Yale back quite a ways.
Yeah, they're going to be spotted around the 25.
So an unfortunate break there for Yale. Huge return, taken about halfway back. Snap, hand over the middle. Pensenberger with the carry. Just about 4 yards up the middle there. Leave a long second down. Another quick snap. Pensenberger takes it again. Brought out of bounds at about the 35. We'll see if they give him the first. And it looks like they will. So that'll be a first down for Yale. Reno hands it off again. This one given to Billy Dahl. He'll take it up the middle for another 5-yard rush.
And it looks like the running game for Yale has maybe opened up a little bit now.
Yeah, Yale able to find a couple holes in the Lehigh's defense there. But now Reno's going to throw. And nice cross route there. Hitting number 22 for Yale there. That is Brady Wagner, the tight end. Reno starting off another quick throw over to number 1, Mason Ship.
And the passing game looking a little more dynamic for Yale than it did at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, Yale quickly trying to get these plays off. Keep the Lehigh defense on their toes. He'll quickly snap it again. This time he'll hand it off. Billy Dahl going to be stopped at the 45. Now Yale's going to have a 3rd and short here, looking for about 3 yards. Snap, handoff. Handoff to Pitzenberger, but brought way back by Lehigh's defense, stopping him right at the line of scrimmage. And Yale will have a 4th down here.
And Pitzenberger not really looking like himself right now. Credit to the Lehigh rushing defense. He had 3 touchdowns in each of Yale's 2 games before this.
Yeah, no, they've definitely gone more over to Billy Dahl today, who's got more gains on the ground. They're going to go for it here on 4th. Reno throw over the middle. Finds number 23 in for the touchdown. Another pass to Nico Brown. There is a flag on the play. We'll see if the touchdown still stands.
And Lehigh's secondary just couldn't keep up with Brown there.
Oh, Brown with two dynamic explosive plays here.
Yeah, showing off some versatility because he was open that time, but the last one he had to make it in traffic.
So the touchdown will stand, but a personal foul after the play by Jaden Nelson, defensive tackle from Lehigh. So it will be applied after. Okay. And the extra point is up, but off of the post. So Yale missing the extra point. But we've still got a one possession game here. Yale keeping themselves in the game. Currently down 21-13.
And they're going to hope that missed extra point doesn't come back to bite them later.
Lehigh is proud to feature 28 student athletes from the state of Pennsylvania on their Mountain Hawks roster. It's had a handful of Lehigh Valley products on their roster, including 8 players who played their high school football in the East Penn Conference or in the Colonial League. Senior kicker Nick Garrido is from Easton and attended Notre Dame Green Pond. Lehigh has 2 local junior defensive linemen, and Brock Bender from Nazareth and Andrew Sharga from Northampton. The sophomore class includes 4 local products: offensive lineman Sam Miachi, safety Nolan Cohen, quarterback Matt Machalik, and offensive lineman Colby Reff. So yeah, we'll kick it off. Touchback, and Lehigh will be starting with the ball at their own 25.
Definitely a little pressure taken off of Lehigh after that missed extra point.
But they still definitely have to keep their offense going here. Only down a score, and Yale has shown that their offense can get things going recent in this game. Handoff there to Jaden Green. Over the middle, stopped at about the 30-yard line for a gain of 5 there. Second down here for Lehigh. Johnson takes the snap, steps back, throws to the sideline. Jaden Green with the catch, and he's going to take it over the midfield. Knocked out of bounds at Yale's 48-yard line.
Green able to shed that first defender and just get some good runway straight ahead after that.
Able to clear some nice ground on the sideline there. And now Lehigh finally got some offensive production going. See if they could keep it up. Another handoff up the middle to Green. He'll be able to get by a guy, get tackled at about the 41-yard line.
And Green's really been controlling this entire drive for Lehigh.
Yeah, they definitely love putting the ball in his hands, as we've seen. The first half, Green only with 4 rushes for 15 yards, but definitely seen more production so far here in the second half. Another handoff there, and Green takes it, and he has a clear lane, brought down at about the 11-yard line. But a huge rush there for Green.
Yeah, and clearly a good decision to keep him on the field this whole drive.
Yeah, send the ball right back to him, and a big rush there. And now Lehigh is in the Yale red zone, threatening another score.
And Green will finally come out of the game for Yoder.
Yeah, good drive for him so far, though, with multiple huge rushes there. Now Johnson lined up, hands it off to Yoder. No, Johnson will keep it himself. But will only be able to get a yard. Johnson tried to get him with the fake there, but a Yale defender immediately got on him. Now Lehigh will have a 2nd and 10. This one will be handed off. Yoder takes it up the middle. So the ball will be placed at about the 7-yard line. 3rd down here for Lehigh. Inside the 10. Cross motion here. Snap to Johnson. Johnson looking to throw. Oh, almost picked off.
And that was well played by Osize Danian, the junior from Yale.
Yeah, nearly thrown right into his hands. Getting the pressure there. Luckily for Lehigh, he wasn't able to come up with it. And Lehigh will have a chance here to kick the field goal and continue to add on to their score. Nick Garrido on for the kick. Is up, and the field goal is good. So Lehigh not able to get in the end zone there, but can tack on a couple more points. Now leads 24-13. Just a minute 50 left to play here in the 3rd quarter.
And I'm sure Lehigh would have liked to get 6 there. They got pretty close, but take what you can get.
And now, once again, a glaring thing on that score, the missed extra point for Yale.
Yeah, another one of those field goals, and it's 2 touchdowns for Lehigh for the lead.
Check in on some out of town scores here. In Patriot League action, Bucknell now leading Richmond 24-21 with just 10 minutes remaining in their quarter. And Lafayette in action at home against Fordham, currently leading 14-0 at the half. Later today in more Ivy League versus Patriot League action, Harvard football taking on Holy Cross. Harvard ranked number 25th in the FCS coaches poll, currently leading the Ivy League. Yale, of course, coming into this game though 2-0. Kickoff here into the end zone, touchback, and Yale will be starting at their own 25. So now Dante Reno and Yale back at it here. Josh Pitzenberger to his side. Reno will throw over the side to Mason Ship, who will head out of bounds, but not before gaining a good 7 yards there on the pass. Dante Reno keeps it over the middle. Short gain there, though.
But they will get the first down.
Yeah, it will be enough to move the chains. Reno with the fake instead hands it off to Pitzenberg with a good keep there.
Little 6-yard gain there for Pitzenberger, and now it's Dahl in at running back.
Hands it off to Dahl, who is stopped right at about the line of scrimmage. Lehigh's number 10, William Parton, with the tackle there.
Another third down for Yale here.
Yeah, big third down here, but it looks like they're going to let the clock run out to take us to the start of the fourth quarter. 3 quarters of action here. Lehigh currently leading Yale at home 24-13. When we come back, Yale's going to have a third down opportunity. Today's game at Goodman Stadium is supporting tackle cancer presented by Red Robin. Lehigh leading here by 11. If Lehigh were to win this game, they would have their first 6-0 start since 2012 and would win their first home games for their first 4 home games of the season for the first time since 2013. Lehigh coming into this game as not only the winningest team in Patriot League history, but so far this season leading the Patriot League in scoring offense and rushing offense as well as rushing defense, second in total defense, scoring defense. So Yale now with a big third down opportunity. Reno going to throw over the side, but it will be incomplete. Pass intended for Mason Ship. Instead, that'll bring up a 4th down.
And a big stop for Lehigh here.
Yale deciding to go for it here. And leave their offense on the field for now. Maybe try and get a Lehigh player to jump. No, Reno's going to step back and take it, looking for a throw over the side, but incomplete. Pass intended once again for Mason Ship. That one over his head and out on the right sideline.
Yeah, that pass just off target, but good coverage by the cornerback Ignatius Williams.
And it looks like a pass interference was called there.
Maybe that coverage wasn't so good by Williams.
Yeah, it looks like the late flag will lead to a Yale first down inside the Lehigh territory. So a big break for Yale there.
Yeah, huge swing by the refs.
I don't think Mason Schiff would have been able to get to that ball anyway.
Didn't look like it.
Now instead, Yale gets to reset with a first down. Handoff here to Pitzenberger. Takes it on the right sideline and gets all the way past the 30. inside to the 29-yard line. Big rush there for another first down for Yale. And now they're moving the chains here quickly. That penalty, a big momentum swing. Reno tries to keep it himself there. Stop behind the line of scrimmage. It will be second and long here for Yale. Ball handed off to number 11, Aiden Steffens.
And a crafty play there by Reno to pitch it to Steffens.
There is a flag on the play. Ooh, and a targeting call. Play called there on number 1, Micah Smith of Lehigh. And a roughing the passer. They're going to review that targeting call. So what all of a sudden looked like a turnover on downs from Yale at the beginning of this quarter has gone into a big Yale drive here after the penalty, a big run by Pitzenberger, and now a potential targeting call on Lehigh.
And that roughing the passer call is interesting to me. I'm not really sure what the defense is really supposed to do in that situation.
Yeah, Reno did have the ball until last minute when he shipped it off. So it looks like they're still taking this time to review and discuss the potential targeting call on Micah Smith, which would eliminate him from the game. So it looks like no targeting there. Micah Smith will be back in the game, but there still is the roughing the passer penalty, which will give Yale great field position here inside the Lehigh red zone, looking to strike from the Lehigh 12-yard line. Handoff there to Pitzenberger. Tries to get a short rush to the right, will be stopped after a gain of about 3.
This is going to be a real test for Lehigh.
Yeah, this is definitely a point where their defense needs to show out here. Would be great if they could hold Yale to a field goal. And if Yale gets the touchdown, it's likely that they would go for 2 here. Again, that missed extra point. Only 13 minutes to play. They are down 11. Reno and Pittsburgh lined up on the side. Reno snaps. Looks to hand it off, but there is a penalty. And it is a false start on number 9 from Yale. That is the backup tight end, Graham Smith. And now Yale will have to make back those yards up. 2nd and 12 here. Reno tries to throw over. So pass attempt there by Reno, broken up. Almost looked like it was deflected originally, but then Lehigh players breaking it up. Incomplete, and now a 3rd and long for Yale.
That was very well played by the front 7 for Lehigh.
Reno snaps, looking to throw on the side. A pick by Lehigh. Huge play. Pass intended for wide receiver Jackson Santiago. But as they're looking to see, it does look like it was picked up by cornerback Aiden Singleton of Lehigh. A huge interception there for Lehigh. Yale inside the red zone there, looking to threaten with a score, but instead Lehigh with another pick, a huge play, and now Lehigh in full control of this game.
And that's some great resilience by the Lehigh defense after being crippled by penalties that entire drive. Able to pick it off in the end zone.
Yeah, the pass interference, rushing the passer, giving Yale some advantage downfield, but instead, a huge play there. Next week, Lehigh will continue Ivy League action heading to Columbia, whereas Yale will also continue to play a conference game against the Ivy League, fighting at Dartmouth. Lehigh here with a first down from their 0-20. First time with the ball this quarter. Handoff there to Aaron Crossley. Lehigh so far. Definitely love controlling this game on the ground. 150 yards of rushing offense, with 74 of those coming from Luke Yoder. Johnson snaps, looking to throw here. Looking to throw deep. Throw over the middle. Looks like targeting number 2 there, Mason Humphrey.
Yeah, just couldn't get it on target. I mean, he beat all his defenders.
Yeah, pass was about 3 yards shorter. Humphrey could have had a shot at that, but instead it'll be a long incomplete, and Lehigh will have a 3rd down.
Yeah, throwing that deep on that play is interesting. It seems like they're still trying to stay aggressive even with the lead.
Another toss here. Cross route over the middle. Thrown to number 13, Logan Galetta. That'll lead to a 4th down for Lehigh. Punting unit will come on the field. Connor pulled a punt after an unfortunate 3-and-out for Lehigh. Fair catch called by Jackson Santiago of Yale. And they will have a 1st down at their own 28.
So, not really able to capitalize on the interception, but it's always good to save a touchdown.
Yeah, definitely still a good stop there by the defense. But now Lehigh's defense going to have to get right back on the field and do it again. There's still 11 minutes to play here, a lot of football. Another opportunity for Yale to score if Lehigh can't keep the pressure on. Yale offense back on the field here. Dante Reno, son of head coach Tony Reno for Yale. Lining up once again. High snap. We'll still hand it off. A decent handoff there to Billy Dahl. Be a gain of about 4 there for the Bulldogs. Another short handoff there to Dahl up the middle. Yale offense definitely want to show something here. 3rd and 5.
Feels like they've seen a lot of third downs this game.
Definitely. And first half, not great at converting. But here, a big pass from Reno over to the side. And that will be caught by number 23, Nico Brown, who's come up in big opportunities thus far today. And he gets a big first down there to keep this drive alive.
Yeah, Nico Brown really showing up for the Bulldogs today.
Another high snap. Now will be handed off to Dahl again, but he'll be brought down in front of the line of scrimmage. Little shuffle pass there over to Dahl again. And Dahl will have the first down that time.
And it's been all Billy Dahl this drive, but he's going to come out of the game now for Pitzenberger.
Yeah, as you said before, Quinn, they've seemed more comfortable with Dahl today than Pitzenberger, who's been a big part of Yale's offense thus far this season.
Yeah, I'm sure they were scouting him pretty heavily before this game.
Pitzenberger again stopped there after just a gain of a yard. Steps back, scrambling on the right side, looking to take it himself, and he'll get knocked out of bounds just past the line of scrimmage at about the 45.
Looked to me like he was looking for Nico Brown there, but just wasn't able to get him the ball.
Yale with another 3rd down and long here. See if they can extend this drive. Clock has been winding down. There are only 7:30 remaining here to play. Reno snaps looking over the middle. Almost caught there. Targeting Jackson Santiago, but instead wasn't able to come up with the catch.
And that was well played there by Aiden Singleton, who picked up the interception in the end zone earlier.
Yeah, big break up there. Now Yale keeping the offense on the field. Billy Dahl back on Reno's side. Ooh, oh, it looked like a Lehigh jump there. Gonna keep the play going. Yeah, an offside there by TJ Burke, but it will be declined after the short catch there by Yale. That'll be a first down. Now another handoff The Dahl up the middle. He'll be stopped at about 36. Second and long upcoming here for the Bulldogs.
It's Billy Dahl back in the backfield.
Yeah, Billy Dahl's look decent in this drive, so they'll keep him out. Reno throws over the middle, caught by Nico Brown. Good catch on the cross route there. That'll lead to a third and short.
And this play is going to be a big decision maker for this game.
Yeah, no Brown on the field for this one. They've got Santiago lined up on the side. Instead, Reno taking it himself, and he will fumble the ball. Lehigh picks it up, and it is Lehigh football.
And there was no doubt about that from the refs. They made that call immediately.
Yeah, it looked like Reno tried to take it himself, stumbled immediately, and just lost control of that ball. And another costly turnover for Yale when it mattered.
And on a down that had pretty big implications for the rest of the game, they exceeded those expectations by turning the ball over.
Yeah, no, at first, this game definitely a story of who could keep momentum, who could keep the ball driving down the field, and keep it in their offense's hands. But now, Yale, despite controlling possession in this half, has turned it over twice inside of Lehigh territory. And with the game at 11-point difference right now, that's definitely going to cost them.
Yeah, Reno's going to be thinking about that fumble for a long time after this game.
Six minutes to play here left at Goodman Stadium. Lehigh with the ball at their own 32.
Now, Yale does still have all of their timeouts.
Yeah, so Yale would have an opportunity here if they can stop them. They could get the ball back with some time. But instead, a big handoff there up the middle. Luke Yoder taking that up the left sideline for a big carry.
This has just been an unfortunate sequence for Yale. They throw the pick in the end zone and then they fumble it. And now they've given up a big run on the first play of this drive for Lehigh.
Yeah, even after getting the ball with a Lehigh 3 and out after that pick and looking like they had the momentum again, just completely killing it. Now Johnson will hand it off to Yoder again, who creates more space by breaking a tackle and gets another first down.
They just can't put Yoder down right now.
Back-to-back rushes of more than 10 yards. And now Lehigh is down at the Yale 35. They would love to close this game out by adding another score to that board and sealing the victory for the Mountain Hawks. Johnson snaps. Taken himself, but he'll be brought down at the line of scrimmage. Yale was ready for that one. And with that, Yale will use their first time out of the half. So they've got 2 remaining. Lehigh still got possession of this ball and this game. But Yale can pull up a stop here. 2nd and 10. And with 4:30 to play and 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, but the sun is really setting here for Yale. They're going to have to do something pretty quick on their next drive.
If they can stop Lehigh's offense again here.
That's right.
Johnson, another handoff to Yoder. But stopped at the line of scrimmage. And now Yale's going to use timeout number 2. And Lehigh is going to have a 3rd and long here, looking to be about a 3rd and 11.
Yeah, they're not able to get any yards there, but they do force Yale to burn another timeout.
Lehigh looking to be just a little bit outside of field goal range here. So either if they could get some more yards. If not, Yale has the opportunity to get this ball back.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd like to get about 5 more yards. Then they go up 2 touchdowns.
Well, we'll see what the Mountain Hawks offense can do here. 3rd and long. Snap directly to Johnson. He takes it right up the middle. Huge carry himself to take that for a 1st down. And a big play like that might be enough to do it.
And that play's about as simple as it gets, but it was really effective.
Yeah, Yale is looking to either hand off to Jaden Green or a pass, not expecting Johnson to keep it himself there. And that forces Yale to burn their 3rd timeout.
Yeah, but Johnson has been very strong with his legs this game. Able to make a lot of big plays.
Yeah, definitely showing that he can keep it in the air and on the ground. Coming into this quarter, only 22 yards on the ground, but again, another big rush there. Creating big plays when it matters. And with just over 4 minutes left to play, it definitely matters here for Lehigh.
Now Yale all out of timeouts.
So now Lehigh can simply drain the clock or get on the scoreboard once again. Johnson snaps it, hands it off to Green, will take it up the middle, gets tackled at about the 10-yard line.
And Yale's just had no answer for this ground attack by Lehigh.
No, especially at the one time when they would need to stop the ground game. We're able to stop them for a couple plays, but after that Johnson carry, Lehigh keeping the run game strong, draining out what's left of this 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah, Johnson, Green, and Yoder all breaking out for big runs this drive.
Second and short here. Another handoff to Green. He'll take it up the middle. And it looks like he will have that first down. So another first down for Lehigh there. Now a first and goal. Lehigh definitely done a good job controlling the tempo here. If they could score here, this would definitely secure the victory for the Mountain Hawks.
Yeah, we're now within 3 minutes.
Carry for Yoder up the middle. Only a yard there, but it will continue to burn the clock. Lehigh lets the clock run down. Johnson snaps it, keeps it himself, stumbles, goes into the end zone for a Lehigh touchdown.
And he had that defense fooled on the fake handoff.
Yeah, fooled him on the fake handoff, able to recover from the stumble, and simply walk straight into the end zone. Big touchdown for Lehigh there to give them some room with 2 minutes left in this game.
Yeah, made a great cut to drop that defender before he went into the end zone.
The extra point is up and good. Lehigh, another big score, leading this one 31-13 over Yale. Lehigh now looking to improve their season to 6-0. As stated before, currently ranked high in the FCS and the coaches poll.
Yeah, no signs of slowing down for Lehigh either.
Number 9 in the FCS top 25, 8 in the FCS coaches poll for Lehigh. And a big win here over 2-0 Yale proves that they are not messing around this season.
This will be their 4th straight game with 30 or more points.
Kickoff to Yale. Number 27 will take the fair catch. Yale will now have the ball back with 2 minutes in a game that is basically out of range for them. Lehigh with an 18-point lead, able to create a couple big turnovers when they needed it, and then able to put on the final score there. Big rush over the left sideline for Yale's number 28, Billy Dahl. Now will lead to the 2-minute warning. Timeout on the field. Well, in recognition today of the competition between Lehigh and Yale, the lifetime achievements of their graduates, and the generations of families that have attended both universities, the Yank Townsend Trophy is presented to the winner of the Lehigh Yale football game. Charles Frederick Townsend was the only student from Connecticut to enter the Lehigh class of 1895, earning the nickname Yank. He graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree in Architecture and Engineering, operated his own firm, Norton and Townsend, from 1911 to 1960, and designated a number of bank buildings and colonial residences. Yank Townsend was a devotee of Lehigh and Yale athletics, and today a trophy bearing his name is presented to the winner for the ninth time. Yale initially won the trophy in 2006 and successfully retained it twice before Lehigh captured the trophy for the first time in 2011 and reclaimed it in 2016, although the Bulldogs have won the last three meetings between the two. Although Lehigh certainly looking to have this one. Reno snaps, throws over the side to Dahl again. Dahl catches that at about the 44-yard line. Another handoff to Dahl.
And the Bulldogs getting some yardage here, but they're not really able to make any big plays. And it seems like they know this game is out of reach, too.
Big stop there for Lehigh. Securing this victory. Turnover on downs there for the Bulldogs. And Lehigh will get the ball back and be able to run the remaining minute of this clock out. Lehigh with a knee there. Well, a big game later today in FCS action. Number 1 ranked North Dakota State at number 6 Illinois State. North Dakota coming in 4-0, Illinois State 3-1 tonight at 7 p.m. That's sure to be a huge matchup. And depending on how the rankings fall out, Lehigh might be able to continue to climb that leaderboard.
Yeah, I mean, certainly they've made a good case. They definitely belong in that top 10. We'll see if they can get a little bit higher in the rankings this week.
Yeah, definitely showed it here today as Johnson takes the final knee. As the clock runs out, that will end this game. Lehigh's offense and defense working together in a huge victory over Yale, giving them their first loss of the season. Quinn, you have any thoughts on this game?
Just a dominant performance by Lehigh for pretty much the entire game, minus a few lapses in around the middle quarters. Um, Yale had pretty much no answer for the run game. Yoder and Green and even Johnson were just running circles around the defense.
And then when it came down to it, Yale not able to make the big plays, a couple costly turnovers at the end. and Lehigh able to take advantage on that final drive and secure the sixth win of the season.
Yeah, Lehigh, great job at closing out that game. That interception in the end zone, able to force the fumble on Reno.
Well, that'll be all here for Lehigh Sports Broadcast at Goodman Stadium. Lehigh winning this one by a score of 31-13. I'm Zach Kovaleski here at Quinn Brown, and this has been Lehigh Sports Broadcast.